everybody. Phil Chenevert here, and it is Halloween day today. It's early in the morning here, and it's Halloween tonight. Woo! Where does that word come from? Halloween. Like a majority of our words, we have contracted things, making it easier. Languages always tend to make things easier to say. All of Halloween, of course, is a contraction of All Hallows Eve. Hallows Eve, Halloween. We drop the all. We drop all kind of words all the time. We don't say good morning. We say morning. So all Halloween comes from All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve is a Christian feast day. All Saints Day. No, not Hallows Eve. All Hallows is November the 1st, but I'm going to go in back. We have to go back thousands of years to the Celts to explain why we do some of the things we do. The Celts were a people who lived in Ireland, England, northern France, that were widely spread across Europe. And the Celts had a celebration of their New Year on November the 1st. I suppose it was around solstice. Summer's ending, winter's beginning. Now, the pagans, they were a cultured people in a way. They knew that hard times were coming. Winter was associated with death, sickness, a lot of freezing weather. They didn't have all temperature stuff. They didn't have turtlenecks, I don't think. Anyway, so they celebrated that. They realized that things were changing at that time of the year. And they believed that at that particular day, the wall between the dead, which was coming, or the dead people, and the living people was very thin. That at that time it was weak, evilness could come in. And they believed that on that night, and maybe around that time, dead people who were all mean and nasty and they didn't like us could slip back into the world and start doing terrible things, hurting crops. They were malicious. So to protect themselves, their priests, the druids, they would have huge bonfires. And the bonfires would be, there were like big bonfires, and there would be dancing. They would dress up with animal skins and dance around it. But the reason was to protect themselves. The hearth fire of your home, you'd put it out that night. You'd go, and then after everything was over, you'd take part of the new bonfire and bring it back to your house, your home, to light your fire, to carry on through this hard winter coming up. So we had those things, and that's how they kind of protected themselves from these evil spirits, because the boundary was weak. Now, other times of the year, they couldn't get back in, probably. But at that time, all of the evilness could creep in. So, okay. But about 43 AD, the Romans conquered most of the Celtic lands. And they blended several of their own celebrations. Feralia. I'm thinking of what Feralia was doing here. I can't forget right now. Yeah, Feralia. Yeah, Feralia, or whatever. They had two. Pomona, which was the Roman goddess of fruit trees and, I guess, bounty. And her symbol was the apple. That was blended with this celebration, and we still have some of that. Back when I was a young boy, we used to have parties, and we'd bob for apples. You probably don't remember this, folks, but you'd actually get a bucket, a big tub, and you'd put apples in there, and you try to grab them with your teeth. Of course, it was just hilarious because everybody gets soaking wet and they're laughing, and I'm sure alcohol was involved for the adults. Lots of alcohol. So the Romans were with these people, and their traditions and their culture are blended with the Roman stuff. I forgot. Anyway. Okay, so you have the Romans conquering, and the Romans were living there for a long time. for about 400 years. So it's a blending thing. We pick up things from cultures. But then about 6, 7, 800 AD, um, Christianity came in and started spreading over all of these areas. And once again, we have a blending. So the Christians had a celebration of all the martyrs, all the saints, the people who had died and now were in heaven with God. The saints were the ones that we knew were there. Not sure about everybody, but we knew these people were holy. So they had this celebration, and they moved it to November the 1st to coincide with this other celebration as an attempt to kind of Christianize the thing. You can't just stop people from celebrating the way their culture has done for 1,000 years. So it's to help Christianize it, to say, let's turn this into a celebration of the sainthood. But then you and me and the culture we live in here in America and probably in other European countries still like this idea of, oh, scary stuff, it's evil. And so we still have this boundary line here. The eve of All Saints Day is Hallows Eve, Halloween. Ooh, maybe I should turn my light up. Ooh, cool. I forgot where I was going. Oh, yes. So we still keep that celebration. Now, part of when it was Christianized, they added something called soul cakes, meaning poor people could go from home to home on this night and say, I will pray for your departed ones, for the souls of your departed ones. And they would get these little sugar cookies, soul cakes. Of course, the children picked that up. They didn't do the praying part, but they would ask for candy and things like that. And we've kept that tradition as our kind of a trick and treat. Also, people started doing tricks. Yes. Meaning they would sing songs at a doorway to get a treat. They would maybe do other tricks. So the trick or treat was really being entertain you for a minute, give me something nice on this night as a way of, I guess, protecting yourself. Anyway, it's a long story, folks, but the point is when the Puritans came to America, we didn't have Halloween. But when the huge influx of people from the Celts, for the potato famine, things like that, they carried all of those wonderful traditions with us of the scariness. I shouldn't say wonderful. Whatever. We still enjoy them, obviously, because we do them. Dressing up. We grew up in the Celts. The Celts, we called it what? Guising. They would guise. Would disguise. They would guise themselves in animal skins and things like that to protect themselves from the evil, bad stuff. See? So we kept our dressing up, all of these things. We still hang on to some of them. They keep changing. Who knows what it's going to be in 50 years from now? Phil Chenevert with Halloween. I'm going to be trick-or-treating. No, I won't be doing the trick-or-treating. I'll be handing out the treats. Y'all have a wonderful time. And I'm sorry this is so long, but it's great. Yes, it is. And may you have a good winter.